Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Don't forget, if you like the video, click on like and subscribe and talk about it on chat lines or wherever it is your social media activities and help us to grow and help more people. I'll talk to you soon.
Anwesha says, "Hey, I just realized you missed my very first question. Female 29 India, why do some intrusive thoughts don't feel intrusive or random? They feel like I actually thought of it." Well, you have a hard time since most of your life maybe you didn't have intrusive thoughts or OCD. So now when something shows up in your head, you haven't considered and understood and programmed it in your head that the brain is separate from you. You consider the brain as you. You consider the brain a very important part of you, which it is, but not when it's malfunction. If you understand the separation between brain and you, then you will not take what brain puts out as if it was something that you thought of. Well, when you don't focus on the separation of the brain, you have not really clearly made that clear to yourself and understood that the brain is not you. You're not the brain. Therefore, whatever shows up, by default, you think you thought of it because you haven't understood that you're not the brain. Brain is not you. Brain is an independent system. You see, you use the apparatus of the brain and you pick up something from your consciousness, use the apparatus of the brain, you make thoughts with it to calculate something, figure out something, learn something, design something, accomplish something. These are your thoughts. Purposely, you start them and you stop them. But the brain itself also uses its own apparatus and makes thoughts, not knowing what it does, not knowing your values, not consulting with you that, hey, I want to use these thoughts. Is it within your values or not? It doesn't consult with you. It doesn't know what your values is. You just does it. But because you use the brain to create some kind of a intelligent calculations or summation, you think whatever shows up in the head is merit, it's got merits and it's got credibility, and you follow it as if it is by default something that you actually wanted to be there. But you got to focus on understanding that there are aspects of you and the mind that the brain cannot even reach. And I have proven that through the report that Dr. Egnar put together a video. From that video, I made my video using his research in regards to experiments that Dr. Speary, Dr. Penfield, Dr. Owen, and Dr. Leibet did, which are brilliant, the Nobel Prize quality echelon of research. And through this video, which is long, about 45 minutes, but you will see clearly that you're not the brain and brain is not you, and there's a separation between brain and you. It's a very good video. I suggest and recommend it to anyone and everyone to watch it. In fact, I'm going to put the link right here. For everyone who hasn't watched this, please do watch it. Lots of work went into it, lots of research went into it, and it's worth your attention. And it will give you enough information to know that you are actually not responsible for anything that comes out of it because the brain is not you, you're not the brain, and it's not interchangeable. Says, why do intrusive thoughts they bring feelings and sensations along? Yeah, of course. They bring feelings because thought brings a reaction in the body. Thought has a meaning, and that meaning by default creates a reaction. Imagine right now if I tell you to focus, close your eyes and focus. You're in France, you're in a vineyard. It's out of season though. The guide with the tour you've gone, bunch of people, you're in the vineyard, sunny day, and but it's out of season. All the grapes are green, hard, and sour. Sour like you've never tasted them before. And everybody tries to see what that green grape tastes like when it's out of season, not ripe yet. They put it in their mouth, it's hard and small, and you clinch on it, and it's just so sour that you can't even stand it any longer. Holy macaroni. And then just to top of it off, they give you pieces of lemon and lime that is cut and ready in the buckets, and everyone takes one and you squeeze it in your mouth. Mm. You see, right now you're salivating, but there is no lemon, there is no sour grape. The thought makes your body react, but there is nothing here actual because the brain doesn't understand the difference between virtuality and actuality. To the brain doesn't make any difference. So it believes that virtuality is real and it has a power over the body to command it that it's real, and the body reacts to it, but it is you who knows it's not real, and that's awareness. There's a difference between you're the intellect, you're the awareness. Brain is a mechanical machine that makes, through neurons and its material process, makes thoughts. But to itself, it has no understanding that this is virtual. So when a thought shows up, it makes the body react to the thought. So the body is reacting because there's a memory to the thought of grape, sour grape. And there are many things that the body doesn't have a memory of it, but the brain, through the thought, makes the body react to it, even though the body is not involved in making that decision and you're not involved. So, again, these are long discussions that perhaps, if you like, you can go on my site, make an appointment, and we'll discuss it further. Otherwise, there are videos that I've made. You can search through them and watch the videos, and that would be another convenient way. Strider says, why our brain will do it? I mean, thinking about the intrusive thoughts. Because I mentioned before, there are many reasons. There are malfunction in the signaling system of the brain. That's one. Anxiety and role of amygdala and wanting to protect your values brings more alertness about something that you're not, so you can make sure that it will not trouble you or not become part of your life. So again, because of your values, that's important to you. So amygdala creates more alertness and for you, and that is another reason that it's in the brain keeps manufacturing it, because it's trying to alert you, but it doesn't know how, so it just overdoes it. The other is the fact that it's trying to create business and occupation for itself so it can find security in the business, in creating thoughts and creating topics that gets a rise out of you, and you interact with the thoughts, with the brain, and through that interaction, exchange of energy and debating and all that, the brain finds business, occupation, and then in that occupation, it feels secure. And of course, the role of in midbrain, basal ganglia, striatum, and in the caudate nucleus, the lever, automatic lever that is supposed to shut down the intrusive thoughts. Why? Since they are not in line with your values, then it's aware of your values and what's sacred to you. And if intrusive thoughts shows up, which is not in line with your values, caudate nucleus is supposed to automatically shut it off. But once it malfunctions, it doesn't do its job, the thoughts hover. They don't go away. When the prefrontal cortex creates such an idea or thought, and the caudate nucleus is malfunctioning, does not shut it off, because everybody on earth has intrusive thoughts. We have 80, 90,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are intrusive and irrelevant. But caudate nucleus shuts down the intrusive ones because it's not in line with your values. But when it malfunctions, it doesn't shut it up. So that intrusive thoughts hovers. And because it hovers, and you don't know about the malfunction of the signal system, you say, since it's not going away, it must mean something. That must have a message, a mandate. Oh my God. And then you take that seriously because it's not dissipating. Instead of thinking, what I cannot stop and what I cannot dissipate means it's not me. It's not in my control. What's not in my control, why should I worry about it? But you think because it's in the screen of your head and the head is mounted and that is mounted on top of your body, then it must be you and it must mean something. You forget that the brain is not infallible. It can break down. I mean, your intestine and your other parts of the body can also get sick or break down. Why not the brain? That's why there's so many scientific research and psychological research on the movement and the behavior of the brain. And that means it breaks down more than the other parts. But when you don't pay attention to actual reasons, you believe what shows up in your brain and then you react to it and the body reacts to it and then you go nuts. All right.
Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com, making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.